Hello, I'm wbz-tv meteorologist Barry Burbank. Have your forecast for today and the next several days, and as we get closer and closer to the end of July, can you believe it? Well, let's take a look at the number of 90-degree days over the last few years, and we can see that we had two big years. That was 2013 and 2016, and so far this year we've had 9 in Boston, of course many more in some suburban areas away from the sea breeze. In any event, on this date back in 2011, back when we had 13 days, it was a scorching 103 degrees in Boston. July 22nd, 2011, 103. Of course, the highest temperature ever recorded in Boston was 104 degrees, set back in July 4th, 1911. Records go way back more than 140 years. Well, we've had 9 days over 90 so far. It doesn't look like there'll be any more, at least at this point it doesn't look like there'll be any more for this month of July. So where do we stand in July in terms of the mean temperature? Well, it's been trickling down thanks to all these blue squares in here we've been getting lately over the last week and a half of below average temperatures in Boston have brought that mean temperature departure down. So we'll see what happens this week, but it is going to be a warm and summery week, and undoubtedly, it's going to be extremely humid all week. Now, first things first, what we're dealing with today is bands of showers coming through, and some of that rain is coming to come down hard at times, enough to cause flooding in poor drainage areas, in other words, around some of the streets and roads and like that. But for the most part, we don't have to worry about any river flooding. Some small streams in some spots may rise, but that's about it. In terms of severe weather, that seems unlikely today, even though it's extremely humid. The risk of severe storms, at least producing damaging wind, is very low, and there's very low threat of any brief spin-up tornado as well. And then it looks like we get into the scattered showers, and this afternoon that'll turn into more scattered thunderstorms this afternoon as opposed to mostly a rain event this morning. High surf advisories up on the New England south coast of Connecticut, Rhode Island, and southeastern Massachusetts, southern Massachusetts, because of the breakers which will be building up to 6 to 9 feet. Of course, that is definitely going to be increasing the rip current's danger. And the east coastal beaches will find some of the breakers building as well. We have a band of rain moving through eastern Massachusetts, and other elements of heavier rain will continue to migrate through this band as the whole band shifts eastward. More and more elements will come up through the band to occasionally make rainfall varying intensity, ranging from just mist to real heavy downpours. As we can see, the cloud pattern associated with it, this extends all the way down the eastern, just offshore here in the western Atlantic. It's quite a conveyor belt of deep, rich moisture in the atmosphere coming on up. So what's going to be happening here as this slowly tries to shift eastward, it's running into a block out here. It's going to lose some of its support, but still be capable of producing showers and storms here today and tomorrow. Then the block, big area of high pressure, is going to start to move backwards, and so that will actually cause some improvement here. We'll show you that shortly. So looking at high temperatures today in the mid and upper 70s with the increasing dew points. If you want it really hot, the place to go is Dallas. Man, they've been scorching hot there, close to 110 degrees again there today. Been having that for the last several days. That's the hottest they've had there in about 7 or 8 years. Well, here we have this band of rain coming up with a warm front, and that's going to be been pivoting through here this morning, holding in place as it becomes sort of quasi-stationary, and elements of rain will come northward within that band, as I mentioned, causing the rain of varying intensity. This afternoon it's probably going to produce some lightning and thunder with it as well, but not this morning. And then tonight, soupy, muggy, very uncomfortable humidity. Temperatures down in the low and middle 70s, falling to the low 70s by dawn, to more scattered showers and storms. But it looks like tomorrow most of the action will be shifting farther west as sunshine tries to break out over southeastern Massachusetts. So it might not be all that bad tomorrow in eastern sections as that block off to the east pushes everything to the west. Before that happens, we'll get some rainfall. Looks like a ½ inch to an inch, but there may be localized areas here in eastern Massachusetts where up to 1½ to 2 inches of rain could fall over the next 24 hours or so. There'll be some wind at times, brisk, at times gusting in exposed coastal locations up to 15 to 35 miles an hour. At times there won't be much wind at all, so it's sort of variable inland, but rather brisk and gusty along the coast. So here's what I'm talking about, this big high pressure center actually working its way westward. So as it does so, it's going to push this axis of action farther to the west. That's why Cape Cod in southeastern Massachusetts has a chance of seeing some sunshine breaking through tomorrow and into also Tuesday and Wednesday. So 7 days ahead look like this. Again, as we push the moisture backwards, we have a better shot of having some tropical sunshine come out there, a tropical looking sky with this tropical air in place. So 80s on Tuesday and Wednesday. Then that axis of action, which is pushed backwards, is going to come back at us again. So on Thursday, we get more showers and thunderstorms. Then we have a kicker system, which will push this offshore. So starting Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of next weekend, it looks like it's just plain muggy, but it'll be 85 to 90 degrees, and there'll be more sunshine returning. That's the forecast for now. Have a great rest of the weekend.